The tradition of winemaking is an accumulation of many centuries of painstaking effort by skilled artisans dedicated to creating better wines. Over the years, science and technology have played an increasingly important role in the wine industry. However, it was not until the beginning of the 21st century that technological advances began to significantly impact wine closures. European businessman and wine enthusiast Gert Noel had become more and more frustrated by the prevalence of fine wines spoiled by cork taint. An innovator at heart, Noel had a dream of creating a better wine cork using extrusion technology. In 1998, after several years of research and development, Noel and son Mark introduced the Nomacorc co-extruded synthetic closure to the wine industry. Consisting of a foam core and outer skin and closely replicating the look of natural cork, the Nomacorc closure began a revolution in the wine industry. Wineries quickly recognized its potential to reduce the persistent problems of cork taint and oxidation while maintaining the traditional wine opening experience for consumers.
The innovative spirit of our founder is deeply embedded in the DNA of our company. It is the foundation of our success today and will continue to be in the years to come.
As more and more wineries around the world adopted the Nomacorc closure, it became clear that a range of products would be necessary to meet the breadth of oxygen transfer rates needed for different varietals, winemaking styles, and shelf life requirements. A portfolio of products was developed, providing more choices for winemakers.
We started using Nomacorc closures in 2005 for about half our bottles, and then gradually for the range of our wines. And now we use Nomacorc closures for almost all of our bottles. With Nomacorc, the risk of cork taint is totally removed, and the consistency of the closures is flawless.
Technological advances in co-extrusion manufacturing and materials led to the creation of a second generation of Nomacorc products with further enhanced wine preservation performance and improved aesthetics.
Our proprietary co-extrusion technology allows us to produce engineered corks that are more consistent than any other type of wine closure. Nomacorc has become the industry standard in oxygen transfer rate control. In the near future, we will introduce yet another generation of Nomacorc closures. In fact, our expertise in co-extrusion technology provides unlimited potential for continued evolution of our product line.
Seit 10 Jahren mache ich ja Versuche mit Kunststoffkorken und bin auch beim Nomacorc geblieben, weil er nach meiner Ansicht der beste Kunststoffkork ist. Und ich kann ja auch hier Weine öffnen, die vor 10 Jahren schon mit Nomacorc verschlossen wurden, und Sie werden sehen, sie probieren sich hervorragend.
Working closely with winemakers and institutes around the world, Nomacorc scientists discovered that although cork taint remained a problem for the wine industry, there were other problems impacting wine preservation and development. The team became convinced that the management of oxygen throughout the winemaking process was crucial to achieving optimal wine aroma, flavor, structure, and color. The scientists found that there was a lack of credible, relevant, fundamental research to validate this belief. However, data compiled by some of the industry's most relevant international wine competitions confirm that 6 to 7% of wines submitted for tasting have faults. Of these faults, 50% are the result of oxygen mismanagement, especially oxidation and reduction. With the objective of improving understanding of oxygen management in winemaking and the role of the closure, Nomacorc partnered with renowned wine research institutes around the world to initiate a group of research projects designed to measure, provide understanding, and ultimately improve winemaker control of oxygen and wine development.
Our oxygen management research program is providing new and exciting insights into how oxygen ingress through the closure affects the sensory development of the wine as related to changes in wine chemistry. In addition, we're establishing a fundamental understanding of how oxygen exposure at various stages in the winemaking process, particularly bottling, influences closure performance and ultimately wine evolution for different wine types and winemaking styles. The body of data we're compiling from these research programs will form the basis of a scientific model that will allow us to accurately determine the oxygen transfer rate and closure design required for a wine to evolve in a manner consistent with winemaker intention. We will also use this knowledge to steer development of next-generation closure technologies.
And the fact that Nomacorc are prepared to be part of that sort of a research program because they're interested in, understanding oxygen in general, not just the closure part of the equation. So we're working on things that are related to wine preparation before bottling. It's part of a greater understanding of how wines develop.
Some early results of the research projects indicated that factors beyond oxygen transfer rate through the closure were hampering the winemaker's ability to consistently achieve the desired wine preservation and evolution. Consequently, the scope of the Nomacorc research projects was expanded upstream of the bottling process, and a new tool for measuring oxygen was developed. Using oxoluminescent technology, the NomaSense Oxygen Analyzer allows the non-invasive, highly accurate measurement of oxygen throughout the winemaking process, for the first time providing enologists with quantification of both dissolved and headspace oxygen.
Using the NomaSense system allows winemakers to remove variability of oxygen pickup during bottling and other stages of the winemaking process, resulting in improved control and repeatability within each process. Our research with the Geisenheim Institute in Germany has shown that if oxygen exposure during bottling is not properly managed, the closure cannot effectively control wine preservation nor steer the wine into the right direction.
Results from the research projects currently underway at INRA in France and AWRI in Australia confirm the findings of the Geisenheim Institute in Germany. When oxygen exposure during bottling is properly controlled, the wine closure becomes a tool to steer post-bottling wine development. Over time, the results of our research projects will allow the industry to improve bottle aging consistency, optimize closure performance, and extend wine shelf life.
Nomacorc has combined the results to date from the International Oxygen Management Research Program with knowledge gained during a decade of working with thousands of wineries around the world to once again revolutionize the wine closure industry with the introduction of the Nomacorc Select Series.
This collection of products is designed to provide even greater oxygen transmission rate control and consistency to satisfy the requirements of artisan winemakers that craft unique, high-quality red and white wines. In particular, the Select Series products provide solutions for the complex oxygen management requirements of different types of red wines that will remain in the bottle for several years before consumption.
Because tradition is an integral part of winemaking, the Select Series products incorporate advanced manufacturing methodology to create closures that truly replicate the look, texture, and printing typical in high-quality natural corks while providing superior consistency and performance. The skin surrounding the closure is made using a special mix of materials that creates a color, look, and feel virtually indistinguishable from natural cork. The ends of the Select Series products have a natural bark-like roughness and chamfered edge achieved using advanced cutting machinery. And this innovative collection of products can be end printed using a proprietary process that allows more detailed artwork reproduction than fire branding. To further entice winemaking traditionalists to trust in closure science, the Select Series is backed by the Nomacorc Winemaker Promise, a commitment of consistent oxygen control performance, quality assurance, and total protection from TCA.
We work closely with our customers and industry partners to continue improving the performance of our products. Our ultimate goal is for winemakers around the world to have peace of mind that the wine they pour their hearts and souls into will be enjoyed exactly as intended.
The Nomacorc Select Series, integrating oxygen management science and closure innovation into the tradition and art of winemaking. For more information about the Nomacorc Select Series and other products, please contact your sales representative or go to nomacorc.com.